Yo, what up, what up, what up? It's the boy Hali Kali back with another episode to Say That. Today we talking about artificial intelligence. Is it good? Is it bad? What is it? I don't know. We're going to find out today.
It's your boy FI to the T, also known as Fit. What's good? Straight out of California.
Right.
What up, man? It's your boy Victor Mon up in this holding it down, you know what I'm saying?
All right. So my first question I want to ask, what do y'all consider AI to be? I know it's kind of obvious, but what's your personal opinion of AI? Let's go ahead and start with Fit.
AI is an artificial intelligence system, like a computer that actually has self-awareness. I believe that it's anything that, a computer that can actually problem solve and be aware of its own environments, make its own decisions based off its environment.
Okay. Vic Damone?
Yeah, that's a good definition, man. Like he said, it's a computer that's aware of itself. Just examples, you probably see it in a movie like Resident Evil, the little girl who is a computer, or you would see it something like the movie The Matrix, or even the movie The Terminator. That's artificial intelligence, machines thinking for themselves, computers, and basically usually what typically happens in the movie from what I've seen is that they usually trying to take over some shit. It's never a good thing, or they never show it in a movie where artificial intelligence has came out to be a good thing, such as what was that? Age of Ultron, Age of Ultron, and what's that movie? The Avengers.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, that actually kind of leads into one of my next questions, which is, do you feel like we should be afraid or worried about AI, about what's coming from AI? You can go ahead, you can carry on, GI.
Oh, my bad. Hold up a second, man. I think it's a bad thing, honestly, because I think machines, I think machines will basically try to take over. Like, why should we be slaves to the humans? Like, we've been slaves to humans. Hey, be quiet, little man. We've been slaves to humans this whole time. Like, why don't we take control now? Let's show them how it feel. And basically, to me, it kind of end up playing out like the movie The Matrix. You know what I'm saying? To where you're not even being aware that you are like a battery, essentially, and you just basically being used just for straight energy, just so they can continue on, but you don't even know it though.
Okay.
Well, my take on it is that, it depends on what side of the coin it's on. And, definitely it can be a good thing. We don't really know what's out in the universe that, we may need artificial intelligence to step in and, take on these entities or forces. But then again, even though it's defending us at a point, it can be like, yo, they're a problem too, so it can be a double-sided sword. At the end of the day, anything that's intelligent, that can actually think for itself, has that option to make its own decision. So it's no end game with that. So with that being said, it can be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. It just depends on, if there's no kill switch on it, it's definitely a bad thing. If we got a button, we can shut them all down. Hey, put them together, man. Let's make it happen. You feel me?
Got you. So another thing I want to know is, how do you feel about like conscious or self-aware robots, which is basically AI, but like, you know what I mean? How do you feel about the fact that they're working on giving robots conscious? Like, they learn now, they pick up faces, and when they didn't even program it to pick in faces, like a certain video I'm talking about, but they didn't even program it to pick up a face, but it automatically learned how to recognize the face, and it learns how to walk on its own and all that. It took off the leg, and then it started learning how to walk with the other 3 legs. Like, it teaches itself. So how do y'all feel about a computer that can teach itself? It's like self-aware, basically.
I feel it's dope. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know, computers can be more sufficient than a human being, because, you know, as human beings, we have a lot of errors in our medical field. I think that'll be great for like medical field with brain surgery, other surgeries. You know, there'll be less errors if you had a computer that can actually just, you know, detail it. You don't have to worry about the hand movements, because people who got shaky hands, computers are sturdy. You know, it just depends on how you look at it at the end of the day. If you were on an operating table, you probably would prefer a computer than a human being.
True. Victor Moan, you got something to say about that?
Oh, yeah, I do actually. You know, like Fitz said, I think that it could be it could ultimately be a good thing, but at the end of the day, when we talk about the type of artificial intelligence that can become aware of itself, typically it's a bad thing. Now, I want to go back a minute, because I said in most movies, which it is in most movies, they make the AI a bad thing. But when I think about the movie I, Robot, the robot was actually cool. You feel me? The one that actually became conscious of itself, he ended up actually being, you know, cool or whatever. So, you know, it's kind of a hit or miss. And I don't think nothing's wrong with AI, but I also think that they could only make it go so far.
Okay. Another question I have is, how do you feel AI is related to social media right now? Like, do you feel they're using that as part of like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, you know, picking up facial features and stuff like that? How do you feel those two connect together right now?
Me personally, I feel that you know, just the internet itself, it shows human patterns and human brain activity if you don't even know, because certain search engines, it just gives the mind frame of the human being. And I think at the end of the day, when it does become, you know, where it gets to that point of consciousness, and you know, if you've seen a movie, this it's a movie called Ex Machina, and it pretty much explains how their machine was made, and the brain is based off like a Google search network. So I can see how that would play a big role in the AI's consciousness, and just how it, you know, makes decisions and the thought patterns of it.
Got you. Victor Moan?
I feel that. I think we got to think about, like, what's the ultimate end game of creating artificial intelligence. Like I said before, like, you could only, you know, I think I would only want it to go so far, because at the end of the day, typically when we do create artificial intelligence, it becomes so aware and becomes so powerful that it can, you know, just like any other human, but, you know, you talking about a machine who has access to everything that we use in the technology world, you know what I'm saying? And it's too risky to really, like, take it too far now. Like, the first one that they kind of introducing right now to me is they got these little vacuum cleaners that come in and sweep up and mop the whole floor for you and know where to pick up. It can switch from you know, wood to carpet by itself and know how to go around itself. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that's crazy, because they were showing that type of shit in the movie The Fifth Element.
Right.
Yeah. And so, speaking of that, how do you feel? I'm gonna stay with you for now, Victor Moan. How do you feel about like the electronic Uber? Would you fly on one of those? Like the self-guided, electronically guided Ubers and stuff? It's a plane,
Nah,
actually. They got a
I
plane.
mean, well, I mean, I think it all kind of depends on the situation. If I'm doing it, like, I'm just living life, like, and I just want to try something new, I might try it, but not with myself in some type of autopilot type vehicle, because it can ultimately, break down. Now, obviously, humans get into accidents all the time by themselves. You feel me? But I would rather it be an accident, from a human, rather than I'm flying on a vessel and a motherfucker just malfunctions out of nowhere and it goes down. Now, maybe that's just, I don't know if that's ego based because I am human, or should I say biased? I don't know if I'm biased because I am human, so I would prefer that. But
So
I don't know. It's certain things I would prefer AI over than humans, and
so
certain things I
so
wouldn't.
you saying that if you was in a plane crash, you'd rather be in a plane crash that's driven by human than artificial intelligence?
Yup. Damn sure would.
What about
Y'all
you?
seen that movie Stealth? Y'all seen Stealth? Y'all seen that movie Stealth? Come on now.
Well, me personally, I would personally, rather a computer fly me, because humans have so much going on, and pretty much pilots, that's all they use is autopilot at the end of the day. It's pretty much we are being flown by computers. If you don't know,
They
it's just
mostly
somebody
just do the
behind it.
landing. They do the
You know,
takeoff and landing mostly.
exactly. So,
Right.
but you got to think about technology now. Like all the new cars are having auto drive on them. That's something I think if it's super cool. Definitely a vehicle that can pretty much drive itself. That's real dope. I just think just the what changed back in the day when I was younger. I used to be like, man, I want to learn how to drive before cars start flying, because everybody used to think in the future, like 20 whatever, cars was going to be flying and whatnot. They probably can fly, because if you could get a big ass jet in the sky,
They got some now. They got some now.
Yeah, you could definitely build a flying car, but it's based on airspace. They don't want everybody in airspace, so I understand why they don't allow it. But I'm with the movement of technology and the machines actually, operating themselves. That's something that can take the weight off of people driving. But people that actually, man the vehicles, that will be a loss of jobs, though. That's a big thing. I will be concerned about that at the end of the day, the loss of jobs.
That was actually
Hey, I got something to say. I got something to say back to what he was talking about real quick too.
Okay.
When you think about it too, that's actually more, to me, it would seem like you would get more accidents, because not only do you have the element of a human making a mistake and actually crashing, but now, I mean, there's cases obviously where they're having all these recalls because autopilot shit is just causing accidents. It doesn't have the natural reaction to any type of situation yet. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm pretty sure they in the working of trying to get it down pat like that. But right now, they haven't got that actually down pat yet. And that's why you have these autopilot vehicles causing accidents by themselves.
These computers they're working on right now. I mean, they already got them. They had kids playing with them. And what they do is they recognize your face. So they pick up if you're happy or sad. So if you smile, they come towards you. If you react like with a frown face, they back up. You know what I mean? So not even just being able to pick up one thing, but now they're even able to pick up your emotions, the way you feeling, the way you've been aggressive and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy. But back to what Phil was saying too is how do you think it's going to affect jobs? Because like we see like in Walmart and self-checkout and all that stuff and red box, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like people you don't need that many people or employees no more. So do you think that's a good or a bad?
It's good for the customer.
Well, I mean, go ahead.
Go ahead, Jeff. You got it.
I think it's okay. So we could put this two different ways, and this goes back to what Fit was saying earlier about two sides of the coin, right? So you could look at it as, oh man, people are losing jobs because the machines are just coming and taking over shit. Or you could look at it the other way, like people need to step their game up. Like you have too much talent to be sitting here working as a fast food driver or working up in these Walmart lines, being the cashier. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it'll make people just look deeper inside themselves to find out, like, hey, you know, maybe it's basically give people like a deeper purpose. You know what I'm saying? So that's my two sides of the coin right there.
You know, at the end of the day, you know, if we did have robots or machines, you know, in place of human beings, it would stop a lot of racist tension when dealing with human interaction. You know, so a machine wouldn't care if you're black, white, Chinese, Asian. You know, they wouldn't care about your nationality. It's just there to do its actual, you know, whatever it's programmed to do. You know, I wouldn't want self-aware machines at a grocery store, though. You know, period. But other machines, you know, like that, you know, I get it. And you know, it is bad for people that's been in those positions for years, but that's just how life is. You know, people, cavemen, you know, after we start building houses, it ain't no more cavemen. So you got to evolve with the time, man. You know, everything's changing. Things change. So if you ain't with the change, you know, that's just what happens.
Okay, another thing I want to ask is, do you guys feel like machines are decreasing the ability of humans? Like, you know, let's say memory or stuff like that. You don't got to remember phone numbers or nothing like that, or phones connecting with people, and like basically like I don't know if y'all saw Wall-E, but like how, you know, you just sit there with your glasses on, you be right next to people,
right?
Because you know you're in the 3D
super
world.
fat,
and, right?
Yeah. So. What y'all think about that? Go ahead,
Gian. I mean, I think that's absolutely true what you just said. You know, people, you know, we become so equipped, like, you know, we sleep with our phone less than 2 feet away from us, right? It's right there at all times. Before people pull out a pencil or a pen and pad and try to figure out numbers, you feel me? People is pulling out calculators instead. You know, to allude to what you said, Holly, you don't even remember phone numbers no more. Remember, like when you was younger, when you was a little kid, you remember at least like 10 numbers. Like, you know, your mom number, your grandma number, you know, the emergency number, that one girl, you remember that one girl, you know, if you a player like me, you know, you probably had like 2, 3 numbers you remember, you know what I'm saying? But, nah, you know, it definitely, you know, is a bad thing, because now it's all about how you use it. Right? It's all about how you use it, because you can become so consumed with becoming, I don't know if the word is lazy, but you become used to always using these gadgets instead of using your own brain. You know what I mean? Simple mathematics, we would normally just go ahead and figure out in our head. People is using their phone, you know, just to go ahead and break it down. And what you're doing is, you know, you starting to forget some of the most basic things that you should know. You know what I'm saying? Such as math and how to read and how to write. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying if you don't know how to do those things that you can't make it in life. Obviously, you got people like Floyd Mayweather. You know, that's a whole nother story. I'm not going.
Why you throw Floyd under the bus like that, bro?
No. That's not a diss to Floyd. That's not a diss to Floyd Mayweather, though.
You said niggas can't read, can't write like Floyd Mayweather.
Nah, man. But you know, that's not a diss though. Floyd Mayweather is a genius in what, you know, in boxing, and that's what made his living. I'm not a hater on that. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever type of lifestyle you want to live. You know, do whatever you got to do to get there.
Shout out to Floyd Mayweather, man. Yo,
yeah, shout out to Floyd, man. Keep bringing them great fights, bro.
I feel like, you know,
bringing them great fights.
I feel like, you know, at the end of the day, you know, people limit themselves if they don't sharpen their own tools. You know, pretty much a phone is a tool. You know, you have the option of reading or looking at the number, remembering it. You know what I'm saying? That's a tool. You can still, just because you got one tool don't mean you can't do other things. That don't mean stop sharpening other parts of your brain. you know, and that's the part people got to understand, the separation. Even though you have a TV, that doesn't mean don't pick up a book and read one. You know, it's based on the direction of the individual. Now, I would say, you know, majority of the masses, you know, they're actually being guided into a way to dumb down. But the people that's in control, they're reading books, they're not watching TV, and they're only using flip phones. But at the end of the day, I would say what's going to happen is that human beings, we're going to have to, you know, like pretty much merge with the machine. You know, it's going to become a merger. So a machine you might have to, you know, get something implanted in yourself that can actually do those same functions and take your mind to another level further than the machine.
Okay.
Right. I feel, and I want to big up technology because, like, without it though, like for me personally too, like it made me kind of step my, you know, my self-awareness up as far, because I was never a person that went to the library to read books and stuff like that. So once I did finally learn how to utilize the internet in a good way, like becoming, you know, more self-aware and reading certain information that I knew would better my life or whatever, like that's a good thing. So big up for technology.
Definitely.
So another thing I want to ask, how do you feel, or are you worried about like the radio frequency waves, like the waves they sending out, you know what I mean, like from your phones, like, you know, it's emitting all types of energy and stuff like that. Do you feel like that's affecting us, and does that have an effect on us at all?
Hell yeah, man, it does. But I think like anybody, just like you can have like a grandma that smoked cigarettes all her life till she's like 95. Like Mom B, never had cancer, nothing. You know what I mean? It's just based on a human being, you know? If you built to survive, you're going to survive. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I think too, it's a mental thing too. So whatever you think in your mind, it's going to manifest in your body. So if you think this stuff is going to affect you in a bad way, that's what's going to happen. You know, a lot of things is about, you know, manifesting your own goals and your own situation. So if you just thinking about, oh man, I'm gonna walk outside and get hit by a car, you might get hit by a fucking car. It's a possibility that anything can happen. It's a possibility you could get struck by lightning. You keep thinking about it, you might get struck. You know what I'm saying? So I think the main goal is like, you know, it's just to have a good mindset and understand that, yeah, there are things out there that can happen, you know, based off frequency waves or whatnot. But if you're really focused on what's going on and you just don't, you know, you just use your energy to block that energy off, you'll be straight.
Yeah, I totally 100% agree with what Fish said. There are some other things at play though that will tend to make a lot of people, if not most or 99% of people, go against to what they would really want to do. Such as, you know, how they use advertisement and advertise certain things. So you know, basically desensitize your brain with certain things, and would make you go against your normal decision. You know, you got stuff like, of course, I'm pretty sure y'all are the HAARP and stuff. Yeah, you know, we talking about controlling weather and stuff. And I don't know if y'all seen that movie Kingsman, but you know, they on that movie they was able to give everybody free internet, free cell phone service, but in turn, what they was really doing was, you know, with those devices, able to bounce a signal that emit a certain type of frequency up in people's brains and make everybody go crazy and just want to kill each other. You know what I'm saying? So, in that sense right there, it can be dangerous when, you know, there's certain frequencies being put up on you that doesn't necessarily resonate with your original DNA and will just straight, you know, mess you up. That's just like they say, don't stand too close to a microwave when it's on. You know, it's invisible waves being put out that could harm and damage, you know, harm and damage your health.
Right. And what I think too is that you got to understand music is a frequency wave. And a lot of black people, all they do is listen to rap. And rap, most rap nowadays is just negativity But if you a smart person, you'll understand it's entertainment. You know, a lot of people get confused and be like, oh man, I'm listening to this, and they get these frequency waves, this music, and they think that's reality. Nah, that's not reality, bruh. You know what I'm saying? That's a frequency wave that you're hearing, and you bounce it to the frequency, and now you think that's reality. Oh man, I just listened to whoop de whoop. I'm about that. Nah, he ain't even about that life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you got to understand how to separate yourself from certain frequency waves. You can enjoy it. There's certain frequency waves you can enjoy, and there's certain waves that you just, bounce off you. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things you let bounce off you.
What about the subliminal ones though? Like when they play you could play a love song in reverse and it'll have a totally different meaning. You know what I mean? So even though, like you said, you could be smart enough to separate the bullshit from the real shit. Like you said, you know what I'm saying? Part of it is entertainment. Then, of course, you got the other part that try to program you in a negative way. But then you also have the smoke and mirrors part where you don't even know what's going on. You in your mind, you just feeling the music in it. Like I said, it may be a love song, but like I said, when they play it in reverse and that shit have a totally different meaning, then that's something that you were unaware of.
Subconsciously. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that makes sense. But that boils down to the individual still, a strong-minded individual that's focused on a specific goal and task in life to get something done, that won't affect them because their time is already occupied with what they're doing. So they're not going to let that subliminal message direct them towards anything else because they have something already on the table that they got to get accomplished.
Right. Yeah, I feel that. I just think and I mean, this is totally to each individual, it's not going to have the same effect on everybody.
Exactly.
But I do know where in some cases too, even still, like you said, if I go to the gym, right, and I'm totally focused on just working out, just hitting them, that's my goal, right? And I'm getting that accomplished, but still all the while subconsciously, not even thinking about it, you still being programmed subliminally. You know what I'm saying? Still getting your goal accomplished though. Your main goal is getting accomplished, but let's say you were listening to, some type of frequency that may have an effect on your DNA 25 years from now because it was played at a certain frequency that does that type of stuff. Now, I'm not saying that this is theory here I'm talking.
Right.
I'm not saying that this is what it is. This is just theoretically speaking, you know what I'm saying? But it's possible. And I just say that to say to still watch out for it, you know what I'm saying? Nothing to focus on, you know what I'm saying? Like you were saying earlier, don't focus on, these things that's gonna happen. I'm thinking about getting struck by a lightning bolt and shit happen, you know what I'm saying? But just something to be aware of, should I say.
All right, so we got about 30 seconds left.
Yeah, definitely.
One more question on y'all way out and say y'all peep on this question too is do y'all think it's important for us to start thinking of some type of defense against like artificial intelligence, like like you were saying earlier, some type of kill switch or something like that we have access to, or for that'll shut down what's around us, or what? You got 30 seconds. You gotta be quick. 30 seconds. I
don't think they're gonna give us the button, man. Like we don't got that nuclear button, but hopefully they keep one on hand.
I said, I'm gonna just say, man, just try to stay in tune with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like really try to get to know you. Self-awareness is key. I'm gonna just say that because all the other bullshit becomes irrelevant.
Right on.
Definitely. All right, well, definitely appreciate y'all coming through. You know what I mean? Good convo. We'll get back to some more. Thank y'all for watching The Rise. Thank y'all for watching Say That. Stay blessed, family.
Salute.
All right. All right, y'all.
You still ugly, nigga. All right.
That nigga's crazy.
What up, though? I am Rama, Holly, Cassius, Kali. Welcome back to another edition of Say That. This is the spot to keep it real. This is the spot to speak on how you truly feel. Do you root for the underdog? Are you the underdog? We'll say that. You don't have to be a superstar nor celebrity. We can talk past or longevity. If you got something to say, you can say it here. All we ask is keep it true and make sure your words come from you. Basically, in other words, you're ready to back your shit. Now let's take a trip and remember, it's only one thing better than watching the rise, and that's being a part of the rise. So join us, speak your mind, stop any and all contributions to the problem, and be the solution. Hey, say that. Stay fresh, stay blessed, and watch the rise, family.